Today's guest is Tom Gray, founder and CEO of Employee Polling. Tom, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Mike. I just spent all week last week in InsurTech. Had my mind exploded with all the new technology that's coming out in the insurance world, and some fresh ideas, and ready to kind of put them into action.
Yeah, we were there too. It's amazing what's going on in the industry. So glad to have you today.
Enjoyed Chris's program to kick off InsurTech. Yeah. So it's great seeing you guys there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, today's topic is business process outsourcing services in the life insurance industry. So obviously, we thought you were the man to talk to today. So again, thanks for being here. I guess the first question we have is, what is your background and how did Employee Polling evolve into the business it is today?
Well, this year marks my 30th year in the insurance industry, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story, I promise, but it's important to see the three areas I've spent to get to where I am today. The first, pretty much right out of college, I went to work for CNA Insurance in the life home office here in Nashville. My job was to help our CNA property and casualty agencies, owners, principals sell, help their business clients with business and estate planning. I spent 10 years there. The last 3 years, I was national sales leader. I figured I'd had it pretty much figured out by then, and I saw how much fun all the BGAs were making out there, so I decided to create my own independent brokerage general agency, and I did that with a buddy of mine. We co-founded NetStreet Brokerage, but we got a little delay. CNA pulled out a non-compete on me, so we were told to find something else to do for a period of time. And fortunately, I knew the folks at M&O Marketing out of Dearborn, Michigan, which is a huge annuity and LTC brokerage agency, and we were invited to launch their life division. And I couldn't get away from CNA, so about 24 months later, they hired the former president of CNA, Jack Kettler, to be president of M&O Marketing, and it worked out that we were all fine with, Jack kind of taking over that. They didn't need us and Jack, so we moved back to Nashville and formally launched NetStreet Brokerage. And then CNA, again, couldn't get away from CNA, but this time in a very beneficial manner to me. They decided in 2003 to sell their life book of business to Swiss Re and get out of life new business sales altogether, leaving 24 plus regional firms, CNA regional firms like I was in Nashville, with no warning, nothing to do, no place to go. I mean, they literally had to read it in the Wall Street Journal that morning. So I had built the foundation, and we ended up inviting 10 to 12 regional offices to join NetStreet Brokerage. We had the foundation, we had the carrier contracts. They were able to start right away, and we went from a small regional office to a national marketing organization overnight. That went great to the 2008 financial crisis. By that time, we knew we had to reinvent ourselves. We benefited from the insurance carriers moving their resources from their career agency model to investments in independent life brokerage. But by that time, kind of the unintended consequence of that was there were no new agents coming on board. The agents that were there were aging and retiring. Their production was down, and the message I was getting from that point on, direct marketing organizations were really taking off, the select quotes of the world, and we in the carriers, we could tell with AIG Direct, for example, the carriers were starting to go direct to consumer, and we figured out we need to be a heck of a lot more focused on sales. One of the ways I determined that we could do that was extending our operating hours overnight, over the U.S. business nighttime. Long story short, I went to India with the College of Business here locally, Lipscomb University. Our guide was Harpreet Singh. Harpreet was formerly worked for Bank of America's captive, and he told me about Genpact, which is a GE Capital company, which was doing offshoring life insurance application and case management for Genworth, and I had known nothing about this. 21 years in the business, I had no clue insurance companies were outsourcing their business to the Philippines and India. And I said, what's good for them? It's got to be good for BGAs. I talked Harpreet Singh into join us. I told him I'd hire him in perpetuity. This was April 2011. He started overnight doing our application processing, providing case management so that our team was able to come in the next morning with knowing exactly what they needed to do to move cases forward. So hired Harpreet. It took us about 3 months to train him, get him used to, get him knowledgeable enough to do the applications, to do the case management. He hired another individual, and we decided in July of that year, 2011, to take it to market. And then 2 years later, it went so well. 2 years later, I sold my agency to my co-founder and have, committed to employee pooling ever since. And today, so we started with one agency, my own, and then added a few of my friends with, we were AIN members, and added a couple of agencies that tried it. They told two friends and so on, and we built the agency into what it is today.